Pinocchio. Once upon a time, there was an old carpenter named Geppetto. Because he lived alone and has no family, after long hours of hard work, he found joy in carving small, beautiful wooden puppets. One day, he found a very fine piece of wood and decided to create a wooden boy, naming him Pinocchio. Upon completion, seeing that the wooden boy was so adorable, Geppetto sighed and wished, "If only you were a real boy of flesh and blood." Miraculously, that wish touched the heart of the kind blue fairy. That night, she appeared, waved her magic wand, and gave Pinocchio a soul so he could walk and talk. The fairy advised, "Pinocchio, if you are always well behaved, brave, and selfless, one day you will become a real human." She also assigned a cricket named Jiminy the task of following and assisting the boy. The next morning, Geppetto was so extremely surprised and happy to see Pinocchio moving, he immediately sold his only coat to buy school books and sent the boy to the best school in the village. However, Pinocchio was naughty and loved to play. On his way to school, he was lured away by wanderers and a puppet master named Eater with promises of fame. Pinocchio was absorbed in singing and dancing with the puppets and forgot his father's advice. When the performance ended, Eater revealed his evil face and imprisoned the boy in the iron cage. At that moment, the blue fairy appeared and asked why he had not gone to school. Because he was scared, Pinocchio lied. Strangely, with every lie he told, his nose grew longer, making him terrified. Only when he repented and told the whole truth did the fairy magic his nose back to its normal shape and saved him from the cage. However, old habits die hard. On his way home, Pinocchio was lured onto a carriage full of children going to Toyland, a place where children could do whatever they wanted without anyone reminding them. Despite Jiminy Cricket's warnings, Pinocchio and a new friend named Candlewick ate sweets and played all night. Soon after, he realized that Toyland was a place for naughty, lazy children, and all of them would be turned into donkeys. When donkey ears grew on his head and a tail grew behind him, Pinocchio fled in despair with Jiminy following him. When he returned home, the house was empty. A white pigeon brought a small note saying that Geppetto, while searching for Pinocchio, has unfortunately been swallowed by a giant whale and was still trapped inside. "I must save my father," Pinocchio decided. He set out immediately. At the sea, he dove down until he met the giant whale that he believed his father was inside. He found a way into the whale's belly, which was not difficult. Meeting his father inside, Pinocchio was overjoyed and felt deep regret for his action. He thought of a way to free his father. Pinocchio lit a large fire, making the smoke grow so thick that the whale sneezed violently. As a result, Pinocchio and his father was tossed out of the whale's mouth. At this time, Geppetto was tired and weak after many days inside the dark whale. Pinocchio supported his father in the ocean, trying hard to swim and bring him to shore. Upon searching the sore, Pinocchio collapsed from exhaustion and became unconscious. Geppetto was deeply worried and took him home to care for him, but Pinocchio did not seem to recover. While he was grieving, the blue fairy appeared again. She saved Pinocchio and woke him up. She praised him for being brave, resourceful, and for truly loving his father. As promised, she transformed Pinocchio's nose back to normal and turned the wooden boy into a real human boy. From then on, Pinocchio became a very good, hard-working child, living happily and dutifully with Geppetto forever. Okay, I think that's enough for today. Have a good night.